Welcome friends to my YouTube channel. I am Uday Mitra. Today I will discuss about the machineries on a ship. You know that ship size, length, everything vary as per the cargo handling and as per the purpose. So normally on a big ship, on a huge ship, the engine room is a huge big one. There are a lot of machineries. That is why it is called a machinery space. So on a ship there are mainly machinery space is there, accommodation is there, and cargo holds are there. So these are the main items. So out of that, today I will discuss about the machinery space where all the machineries are there. Now in the engine room there is a main engine, that is the main machine. Normally in a cargo ship there are one main engine which is normally placed at the center of the ship in the engine room. In different ships for different purpose there may be number of engines, maybe 2, 3. Like passenger ship there will be more number of engines. In a general purpose or a dredger there will be number of engines may be more. But normally in a general cargo ship there is only one main engine, and to run this main engine we need a lot of auxiliary. If you fit the engine only, main engine, it will not be able to move the ship, because main engine needs the help of the auxiliaries. Auxiliaries means which is help to run the main engine. So main engine in the machinery space, except main engine there will be other machineries. I will just discuss on that. First is main air compressor, because all these big engines they are starting with the help of compressed air for initial cranking of the engine. So compressed air system has to be there. So for that main air compressor will be there with air bottles. And remember one thing, in the engine room except main engine and few other things, all are at least 2 numbers, because in case of breakdown of one auxiliary we can run the other and we can run the ship. So there will be 2 main air compressor which will give compressed air, store in compressed air in air bottle, and for starting we will be using compressed air. Now how the compressor will run? Because it has to run with the electrical power, because compressor is connected with the electric motor. So you need a power generation system. So on a ship there will be generators which will generate power. There may be 3, 4, 5 or 2 or 3. It depends on the, as I told you, depends on type of the ship. So normally cargo ship there should be at least 3 or 4 generators. It depends on the sea load also. But always there should be a standby generator, because in case of anything happens, at least by running the standby generator you can do the other job. So suppose your sea load is required for running 2 generators, you should have at least 3 or 4 generators to standby. It is always safe, so that you can run the ship safely. Now generator is a diesel engine, and where we input is chemical energy. We put oil. So chemical energy is converted to mechanical energy running the generator engine, and it is connected with an alternator. So mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy, and we get the electrical power. And as I told you before, that generator power is coming to the main control room, and from there it is distributed. So same way, air compressor, near air compressor there will be 2 separate switch box or panel box for starting and stopping the generator locally, but the main power will be in the control room. So air compressor is the thing to crank the engine. Next, fuel system, because we have to input energy, and I told you input energy conversion. So we have to put chemical energy in a main engine. So for that you need a fuel oil system. So what is fuel oil system? You have to store the oil in some tank, or the bunker tank. You see bunker. From there you have to supply to the settling tank. From there, after purification, it will come to the main engine. So there will be a fuel oil system which will serve to run the engine. So first is compressed air system for cranking the engine. Next, fuel oil system to run the engine. Then as soon as the engine rotates, there will be friction. So there has to be some lubrication system. So there is a lubrication system is there. Therefore that there will be lubal pumping arrangement will be there. Pipes and valves will be there. Then since the engine is running due to combustion, there will be heating up in the engine. So we have to take away the heat. So for that jacket cooling water system will be there. So for main engine running, compressed air system, lube oil system, fuel oil system, jacket cooling water system, all systems are necessary to run the engine. Excluding this also there are other machineries like purification system. Because as you know that the fuel oil is very thick oil, continuous heating and purification is required. So there will be a purification system of fuel oil, and there will be also, because the lubrication system, for lubrication system also there will be a purification system. So lube oil purification system, fuel oil purification system will be there. Then there are other auxiliary machineries which may not be related with main engine, but they are also required to run the ship smooth, like air conditioning system. If the air conditioning system is not working, you will be uncomfortable on ship. If your fridge system is not working, your food will be spoiled. So these are all the helping auxiliaries which is necessary to run the ship without any trouble. Now there will be a steering gear system for which you can maintain the course of the ship. Steering gear is the electro-hydraulic system, so it has to be there. So all these machineries are there fitted in the engine room space. There are other few machineries which prevents pollution, like oily bilge separator, because you are not supposed to pump out engine room bilge at sea. So for that you need a oily bilge separator which will separate the oil from the engine room bilge and will discharge at sea. Then you need a sewage treatment plant, because sewage treatment you cannot directly overboard the sewage. So for this you need a sewage treatment plant. On ship, on the engine room, you will be using cleaning. So there will be oily rags, and while you are purifying oil, fuel oil, lube oil, there will be some sludges. So all these things you cannot discharge at sea. So for that, what you have to do, you need an incinerator which will burn this all sludge and oily rags, and you have to collect and keep those ashes. You cannot throw those ashes also at sea. So you have to collect those things, and while you are reaching port, beforehand you have to inform, and the port authority, somebody will come and they will collect the ashes. So these are the safety systems, pollution prevention system has to be on board. There is another important thing is boiler, because you know that all cargo ships and all other ships we are burning heavy fuel oil. So continuous heating and purification is required for this fuel oil for a proper combustion. So fuel oil is need continuous heating for purification and for injection. So for heating purpose we need a boiler. Now on general cargo ship there will be an auxiliary boiler which will be running in port, and there will be another exhaust gas boiler or economizer which will be running at sea with the help of main engine exhaust gas. Now this boiler is generating steam. You know that as we boil water we generate steam. So same way we are taking the water in the boiler and we are generating steam, and there is a general distribution of the steam to all settling tank, service tank, heater, so everywhere, for accommodation heating, for accommodation hot water, for all these things we need boiler steam. So boiler is a very important item on a ship. And while at sea, we are generating steam by exhaust gas boiler or economizer, because at sea no need to get steam by burning oil. In port, while we are running auxiliary boiler, we have to burn oil and we will generate steam. But at sea, what will happen? We will exhaust gas from the main engine, it will go and run the turbocharger, and from the turbocharger it will go to the exhaust gas boiler. So this exhaust gas boiler will generate steam, and that steam will be used for all heating purposes. And before arrival port, again we will switch on the auxiliary boiler, because main engine maneuvering will be there and slowly main engine will be stopped. So there won't be any steam. So beforehand, about 1 hour, 2 hours before notice, we keep everything ready to start the auxiliary boiler to generate steam, because in port also we need steam for heating up, because the port also we have to heat up the fuel oil on circulation, and we have to keep open steam for settling tank, service tank, for accommodation use. So boiler is an essential part of a ship. So these are the most important machineries, and in details of each machinery I will be discussing in next meeting. Okay, today I am finishing here. Next video I will be coming soon. If you find that my videos are useful, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks.